Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Smackdown recap with me, Nick the Geek, for Smackdown on the 2nd/3rd of December 2022. Okay, let's get straight into it, shall we? Really good show this week. Lots of good wrestling. Not so much storylines this week, but a lot of good wrestling. And a lot of, after Survivor Series, they're starting a lot of new stories. They're setting up the chessboard for future events. So, hello, guys. Hello, David. And hey, hello, Tyler. So, sorry I'm a bit late, but I had camera issues. I'm having to use a spare one today. Right, but let's get straight into it, shall we? First off, the show started with Bloodline and Sami Zayn coming out. Sami was super hyped. Jay and Jimmy was super hyped. Everybody's dead excited because Sami proved his loyalty. He's now an official member of the Bloodline. Sami comes out, starts to cut a promo saying we won because we had the longest reigning tag team champions. Jimmy cuts him off and says, my dog. No, my dog. He said that a lot. Said the sentence, my dog, a lot tonight. He said, tonight's about you. Because we won because of you. Not because of anyone else. Roman saw the truth. You proved yourself. Hell, even Jay's got respect for you. Then Jay picked up the microphone and was like, you know what? I didn't trust you for the longest time, but I respect you now. You've shown who you were. You've shown your true colors, and now you're part of the family. They then get interrupted by Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes coming down, because obviously we were setting up the match for Sheamus versus Sami, which I was really looking forward to. Sheamus interrupts, cuts a really short promo, says, that's enough talking. It's fight night. Let's get straight to it. Hello, Jim. Anyway, so get straight to it. Sheamus rushes the ring, rushes Sami, hits him with a clothesline straight away, a couple of Polish hammers. Sami fights back, but he's on the back foot for most of the match, which is to be expected. Sheamus is bigger than him, he's stronger than him. Sami's more crafty, though, so that started to come into play. Plus, he had the bloodline on the outside. Jimmy kept jumping up on the apron. Jay kept jumping up on the apron. Little distractions that was just enough to put Sheamus off and stop him putting Sami away. At one point, Sami went for the 10 beats of the Bowery on Sheamus. It did not go his way. Like, in any way, shape, or form. It did not go his way. He got like 8 elbows to the face in return for it, which was quite brutal to see. But as the match progressed, Sheamus started to take over, as you'd expect. Sheamus hits 20 beats of the Bowery at one point, goes to the bro kick. As he's going for the bro kick, Jimmy jumps up on the apron again, distracts him. Sami goes to that, hits a blue thunderbomb. Called his near fall, but like any of us bought the fact that he was going to win a match with the blue thunderbomb. No. Like, never win the match. It's not a finisher. He's never going to win a match. As the match went on, Sheamus hits a couple more Polish hammers. Sami sets him up for the haluva kick in the corner, but the Usos and the Brawling Brutes stop rolling on the outside. This distracts Sami. He misses the haluva kick. Sheamus hits him with a high knee. After this, Sheamus goes to the bro kick, hits Sami with the bro kick. Sami spins around, all over the place. Sheamus looked like he was going for an Alabama slam after this, which is very strange, but it was a good setup for what happened. Jimmy climbs up on the apron. Jay gets in the ring. Super kick Sheamus. Sami hits the roll up. 1, 2, 3. Sami's your winner. Bloodline celebrate on the outside. Great match. Continued the story. And from something that happened later on tonight with Kevin Owens now being the one that is challenging Roman at the Royal Rumble, it appears that the tag team straps have been moved on to Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, because it was announced later on in the show that Sheamus and Drew will be taking on whoever wins out of Riddle and Elias and the Usos on Monday. I think we all know the Usos are going to win that match. No offense to Riddle. Love Riddle. But Elias ain't winning no title. Like, ever. 24/7 was kind of his limit. He ain't winning no tag belts. He isn't winning a single strap. Elias is an entertainer. He's not a champion. Okay. Straight to the comments for a bit. Hello, Javier. And Jimmy, you have a friend. Well, enemy, actually, if I remember correctly. But anyway, moving on. So after the first match, what did we have? We had 2 advert breaks in this match. There were 9 advert breaks tonight. I counted again, which is better than the 10 last week. I'll give it that. But if I have to see a banker tell me that nuclear jelly beans are going to be radioactive for the rest of the year one more time, I'm going to shoot myself. But anyway, that's enough of me ranting about your advert breaks over in the States. All right, moving on. Yeah, so it was a great back and forth match. Good finish. I really enjoyed the finish with Jay's super kick. It was a fantastic super kick, really Shawn Michaels-esque. Jumped into it and everything. It was great. Sami wins, and then we moved on. We then had a advert for the Royal Rumble, because obviously the Rumble is coming closely, and this is the first of many I expect to see in the next few weeks, next couple of months, actually. Really looking forward to the Royal Rumble myself. I always do. It's probably my favorite event of the year, with the exception of next year, because I'm going to WrestleMania, so that is going to be my favorite day of my life, never mind my favorite wrestling event. After the Royal Rumble program, sorry, I know I keep looking down people, but I've got like an entire pad of notes. My memory is terrible. Must check these things. After the Royal Rumble advert, we had a Kofi and Megan segment backstage. Megan is Interview Robot 6. Basically, promo was Kofi announcing himself for the Royal Rumble. We all knew he was going to be in the Rumble. It's Kofi, but he's officially the first person on the roster to announce himself for the Rumble, which I'm happy with. We get another Kofi Kingston spot. Hopefully, he won't screw up this year. He is then interrupted by Giovanna Vinci and Olivia Kaiser, who come in and basically say, why, Megan, do you keep asking this fool, this buffoon, this man who has no respect for the mat, what he thinks about professional wrestling? You should be asking people like us. Kofi responds by saying, yeah, I got a feeling you want a match tonight. Well, my tag team partner, Xavier Woods, is not here. But I'm here, and I'm ready for fisticuffs with either one of you in a singles match. And that's when Gunther comes in from the side and says, this is good, because you'll be facing me. Super excited about this. I love Gunther. Big Kofi fan, have been for years. So anytime that you get these two in the ring, it's going to be a good match. And it plays into the dichotomy of Gunther being bigger than most of his opponents, which I really enjoyed. After this, we had a Bray Wyatt segment. Now, it wasn't the usual introduction that Bray has done lately. Because I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but Bray always introduces himself by saying, hello, my name is Bray Wyatt. He has done since he came back. This is a line that is supposed to allude to the fact that he has been in rehab, in my opinion. Because when you are in Alcoholics Anonymous, when you are in drug rehab, which I've been in myself, your job is, when you do your meetings, you introduce yourself as, hello, my name is Bray Wyatt, or insert name here. He didn't do that this week. He just cut a very simple promo backstage talking about how he didn't attack LA Knight, because if he had attacked LA Knight, there'd be nothing left of the man. What else is there? I've got notes there. Yeah, basically, he's just completely denying the fact that he attacked LA Knight, even though I think we all know he did attack LA Knight, though technically it may have been Uncle Howdy that attacked LA Knight. If Uncle Howdy is indeed this subversive personality inside Bray's head, as I hope he is. Even though they seem to have given him a face, which is very strange, but we're going to see where it goes. At least Bray's storyline is finally moving along past weekly promos that are just cryptic with nothing in. It looks like they're actually heading in a direction. And as I've said for weeks now, LA Knight is one of my favorite wrestlers. Having him feud with Bray Wyatt is just phenomenal in my eyes. Their mic skills are so different and so similar at the same time that it can't be a bad match. LA Knight has a very distinctive ring style. Bray Wyatt has a very distinctive ring style. They should gel well together. And to the comments. Well, I don't do the SmackDown recaps with Cy Courtney. And, as he says, he's in the room. I don't let him out past 9 p.m. It's like a werewolf thing. Or if anyone's seen Gremlins, can't feed Simon after 9 p.m. He turns evil. Got to keep him in the closet. Got to keep him down, and then only let him out for quiz buddies and special podcasts. It'd be interesting to see if they can pull this off with all the different personalities once the story starts picking up steam. Yes, David, it will be very interesting to see. Due to the fact that I've made it public knowledge on here, I'm schizophrenic. This storyline intrigues me. Any storyline about mental health intrigues me. And they appear to be leaning towards Bray's mental health and rehabilitation as part of this storyline. And that's got me invested. I don't really care where they go with this as long as they handle it tactfully. Really, really looking forward to seeing where that story goes. After the Bray Wyatt promo, we had a progressive match flow. Again, this week on Ronda and Shayna beating everybody up and destroying them just before Shayna came out for a match with Emma. Shayna looked good. She always does, came out for her entrance. Then we had an Emma Riddick Moss segment backstage. They are alluding more and more to the fact that Riddick and Emma are a couple in real life. So they're going to be a couple on screen. I'm absolutely fine with this. It works perfectly well. They look good together on camera. Riddick's got a great look. Emma's got a great look. They can both talk. So really excited about the match. I like Emma's work. I always have liked Emma's work as Tennille Dashwood or as Emma, with the exception of that stupid bubble gimmick she had. But when she's actually wrestling, Emma's a fantastic seller with impeccable timing. Shayna Baszler is just a killer, and she's being produced as a killer. This match was exactly what I expected it to be. I feel sorry for Emma because she's only been featured really twice in 2 major matches on SmackDown. Once against Ronda and once against Shayna, and she was decimated in both. This match was really good for Shayna, though, because not only did Shayna destroy Emma, but when Shotzi came out to make the save, Shayna destroyed Shotzi. And then Raquel made out to get the save. Raquel Gonzalez came out to make the save, even though she's only got one arm. And because there were 3 of them, this chased Shayna off. Shayna was like walking back going, took 3 of you. Took 3 of you, which I thought was really good. It means that Shayna is being booked strong, even though she's basically the girl that people beat on the way to Ronda Rousey now. As long as when she's not in that position, they keep her strong and keep her destroying the roster, I'm all good with it. I love Shayna. I think she's a phenomenal worker. She's got a massive future ahead of her, and she just gets it. And it's very difficult to get it, and she does. She understands what wrestling is, I think. And she understands it a lot better than Ronda does. But hopefully she'll be able to teach that to Ronda as they're now paired together. After the match, it was a very short match, Shayna and Emma. It was exactly what I thought it'd be. Shayna won with the Kirifuda clutch. Hit the big knee on Shotzi after the match, which was love. I love Shayna Baszler's V-trigger. I'm calling it a V-trigger. Sorry, Kenny Omega, but that's what it is. Anytime I see a running knee these days, it's a V-trigger. Great match, short match, very enjoyable. It was what it was. Like, I enjoyed it for what it was. It was never going to be anything special. It was clearly just to keep Shayna getting over and to make Emma look strong in defeat, which I was always happy with. All right, back to the comments. Yeah, I love Emma too. Dave, Shayna did finally look like a badass. It's expensive for making shots here. Emma looking yes, but unfortunately, as I heard somebody say the other day, Dave, that's how you make stars. Like, there's so many people now kicking off because Bianca Belair is getting what is being referred to as the John Cena push. Good. The only reason John Cena became the biggest star in the industry was because he received a John Cena push. Same with The Rock, same with Steve Austin, same with Hulk Hogan, same with The Ultimate Warrior, same with Bret Hart, same with Shawn Michaels, the same with Triple H. All of the biggest stars that WWE have ever produced have been given the big push. They have to keep winning. And unfortunately, people have to lose. As long as they can look strong in defeat and put a valiant effort in, I don't think it does damage. Yeah, it made Shotzi look a bit incompetent, but Emma, I thought, looked valiant in defeat. She got destroyed, but she looked good doing it, and that's hard to do. Shayna is Ronda, she's a clown. When Shayna is alone, right? Tell that story. Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. But I think, Jim, the whole point of Shayna versus Ronda is eventually Shayna's going to be Ronda's final boss because Shayna's going to get sick of her. It's going to take about a year, but I think that by the end of next year, Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey will be in a title program, be it at the Royal Rumble or possibly at Survivor Series next year. But Ronda versus Shayna, I think, is the end game for the whole Shayna Baszler Ronda Rousey experiment. It'll be the best match Ronda has ever had, hands down, because Shayna knows her so well. Really, really hope they don't push it too fast because I think this can be a slow burn. I like the pairing of Ronda and Shayna. They work well together. They look good together. Just really hoping that this is given enough time. Right. Moving on. Notes. Oh, yeah. Then there was a very strange Lacey Evans promo. Now, last time we all saw Lacey Evans, well, package, wasn't a promo. Last time we all saw Lacey Evans, she was a heel. And they'd been attempting to make her a babyface doing the American hero, former Marine routine, which is good on her for doing what she did in her life. But unfortunately, it was not getting over with the fans, and they had to turn her heel again because Lacey Evans, her character's not very likable. She's a lovely human being. Like, she's a wonderful woman, wonderful mother, served her country, done everything right her entire life, but unfortunately, she doesn't come across very nice on TV. Now, whether this is because of bad storytelling or bad booking, no one could say, but I think she just comes across as a bit unlikable and makes a better heel. So this package was her going through Marine training, running, doing pull-ups, going through a tunnel, going back to basics. Now, I'm interested to see where this goes because I like Lacey. I think she's thoroughly unlikable, but I like her as a performer. I enjoy her work. I like her finish. It's simple. I like the name. The woman's right. Everything about Lacey Evans can make money and draw if she is pushed the right way. I'm just hoping that this time Triple H has found the niche that Lacey needs to be. At least we hope that is. Next page of the notes, people. Okay, we then went to match number 3, Kofi versus Gunther. Well, we didn't quite go to match number 3. We went to Kofi Kingston's entrance for match number 3. Then we had the 5th advert break of the night. Then after that, Gunther had his entrance. Then we finally got to the match. Quick start, very quick start for Kofi. He came straight out of the box with a drop kick, low kicks and round kicks to Gunther's legs, trying to take him down. But the whole match was the story of Kofi trying to overcome the monster with cleverness and quickness, and Gunther just being too powerful. Gunther just being too much for Kofi to cope with, as well as Imperium's interference on the outside. Kofi never really stood a chance. It was a fantastic spot, well, 2 fantastic spots actually. Kofi hit a frog splash on a standing Gunther's back, which I thought was a great spot. Great timing on it. Gunther landed just right. Kofi landed just right. It was really well done. And then there was a shot where Kofi came off the top rope. Not entirely sure what he was going for, but he just got chopped out of the sky. And the noise that came off it was thunderous, like thunderous. I love Gunther. I love watching him work. I've loved watching him work since I first saw him live in the UK about 3-4 years ago. And the guy is just the best Intercontinental Champion. He's seriously, there is nobody better they could have put that belt on at this moment in time, in this person's opinion. I absolutely love Gunther. I love this match. Like, I love watching Gunther work. I love everything about Gunther. All the classics, the chops, the Boston Crab, the powerbomb. Strangely enough, halfway through the match, not really strangely enough, but it was a bit random at the time until you realize that they are building to this match still. Braun's entrance music hit. He came out and he beat up Imperium and he took them out, so it became a one-on-one match. This didn't really help Kofi, as Gunther was distracted for about 10 seconds. Then he just continued to beat him up and hit him with a powerbomb. Just as it looked like he was about to win, Kofi kicked out. Kofi then got a couple more hope spots in. And then Gunther hit his new finish, which, let me get it, is the Last Symphony, or as you and I know it, the Emerald Frozen Driver, which is a scooping power slam where he drops you on the back of your head and neck at the side. I haven't seen this since Misawa did it in Japan as somebody's main finish. So I'm really looking forward to this. I like the fact that they've given Gunther a new finisher. It's a finisher that nobody uses on the roster. It looks good. I don't know if he's going to be able to hit it on Braun. Braun is a big, big boy. Like, big, big boy. But he hit it on Kofi, and he got the win. 1, 2, 3. Gunther remained your IC champ. Well, it wasn't a title match. It should have been a title match if Gunther was going to win. Anyway, they might as well have made it one. But I'm just glad Gunther's on TV every week getting a show. All right, back to the comments for a minute. Love Shayna by herself. Yes, we all love Shayna by herself, Cut. I agree with Jimmy. Just wanted to note somehow, so believe me. You keep telling everybody that, David, and I'm sure eventually somebody will believe you. Yeah, number 6 repackage. Like I say, with Lacey, I just hope they get it right this time. Like, she's a good worker. She's a good talker. She's got everything she needs to be a success. They just haven't found the right character for her. And that's a pity because she's good. And the SmackDown women's roster could really use her right now. Like, really use her right now. Kofi vs. Gunther. Gunther breaking out on the finisher. Shows just how talented this man really is. This man unbelievable. And everything. Yes, he's more than just believable, David. Gunther is the most... What's the word I'm looking for? Intense wrestler. Currently, he brings a level of intensity and pressure to his matches that nobody else seems to do. And for me, that is Well, it's astounding, really, that a man who never wanted to work in the States, never wanted to work in WWE eventually, has had the longest UK title reign in the entire company, which is ridiculous. He's now probably going to have the longest Intercontinental Championship reign in a long time, unless they put it on Braun. And Jesus God, I hope they don't put it on Braun. I am fine with the Braun Gunther match, as I said to Jimmy the other week, as long as Gunther wins. Like, Braun don't need a belt. You should never put an IC title on him. So just have Gunther win. I don't care how it happens. Just have Gunther win. I hate everything. SpongeBob SquarePants, Gunther invented program, everything. Well, I don't hate it, David. I don't like it. I'll give you that. I'm not a fan. I'm not a Braun fan. I haven't been, but you have to admit, with the American audience, he is over as Rover. They pop when he comes out. I don't get it myself, but what are we going to do? Yeah, Lacey would be set up with an incredible tag team, but who'd you give as her opponent? That's the problem. Who'd you give as a partner? Sorry. Lacey doesn't really fit with anyone on the roster except for Charlotte Flair, and they are never going to put Charlotte Flair in a tag team. Like, ever. It's Charlotte. It's never going to happen. All right, but moving on. So, after... Where were we? Yeah, so after this, we had a Ricochet promo and a Santos Escobar promo earlier in the night because they got the main event, and I was over the moon about this, but we will cover that later on. For now, after the last Symphony pin, we had a Bloodline segment backstage where basically the Usos are telling Sammy's like, oh, I know a night spot. Let's go get some food. I'm going to go get the car around. The Usos like, whoa, take Solo with you. It's like, why? It's like, because you made a lot of enemies around here lately, Us, and let Solo do his job. So Sammy takes Solo with him. As soon as Sammy and Solo walk out of shot, Sheamus appears with the shillelagh and beats 7 Shades out the Usos with it. And basically says that if they make it past their tag match on Monday, me and McIntyre will be waiting for you when you get back. So, as I said earlier on, it appears they have reversed the plans for the tag team and for the world title, as opposed to Kevin and Sammy going after the Usos after Sammy was kicked out of the Bloodline. We have Kevin going for the world champion, well, the Universal Champion, well, the undisputed Universal Championship against Roman. We have Drew McIntyre and Sheamus going for the tag belts, which I'm actually fine with. I like Drew. I like Sheamus, but it's nice to have a change up. They can't always, especially with Drew, he's been in the main event so much the last couple of years. He needs a refresh. And putting them in a tag match with the Usos. The Usos are going to win, I think. So that's good. It'll make the Usos look better, but they'll put in a credible, big, hard man performance. And that's exactly what the Usos need for opponents. They need credible, big, hard men to beat them. After the Usos segment, what do we have? See, my memory is so bad. There's so many adverts, I forget half of what happens in the show. That's why I have to write everything down. There we go. Yep, right. Then we had our 6th advert break. Then when we came back, we had a damage control segment. Bayley, Ouya, and Dakota Kai come down to the ring. They basically cut a promo about War Games, stating how they were in the match for over 95 minutes. They can't believe how much people were cheering for Becky Lynch when she was in there for a cup of coffee. But I was going to give respect to Becky Lynch for stepping up. But because of you, points at the audience, I'm not going to do that now. No respect for Becky. And she says, well, I'll tell you who didn't step up, the Smackdown's women's locker room. None of y'all stepped up to want to be in War Games. None of you wanted to be in the team. None of you did this. And then just as she's finished running them down, Morgan's music hits. Liv comes out dressed like Black Cat in bondage gear. I don't know how else to describe it. She looks like Black Cat from Spider-Man comics wearing bondage gear. That's the best way I can describe it at the moment. Liv turns around and says, 1, 2, 3. They look like fair odds. Rushes the ring. Hurls Dakota Kai into the steps. Hurls Io into the barricade. Gets in the ring. Double legs Bayley. Starts punching her in the face. Dakota and Io get back in the ring. Damage control take the upper hand. Then whose music should hit? A woman who I'm sure my partner in crime, Simon, is going to be ecstatic to see back in WWE, Tegan Nox. Now, I like Tegan. Her finish is crap, even though the shiniest wizard is not good because she doesn't do it well. If you look at a shiny wizard, watch Great Muta and watch Cyclope from GCW. these people know how to deliver a shiny wizard when you pull your leg back and you release it at the right time to make it look like you've just taken somebody's head off. Whereas Tegan Nox looked like she just, I don't know, fell into Bayley with the shiniest wizard. But I'm glad to see Tegan back with her new rainbow hair, which is very striking. But Tegan's a great wrestler. She's a great worker. Matthew Cole even referenced the history with Dakota Kai and NXT, which I'm very happy to see. But all in all, yeah, good segment. Nothing to write home about, but it did its job. It reintroduced Tegan. I'm assuming that she will now be joining Raquel and Shotzi. Actually, no, because Shotzi and Raquel are busy with Shayna. So I don't know what they're going to do with Tegan. I mean, they can put her into damage control, but it seems a bit weird allying her with Liv. Because Liv's on SmackDown and damage control are all on Raw. They're not on SmackDown every week. But they are women's tag team champions, so they're supposed to be able to float between shows. And Bayley is Bayley. So I'm not surprised if they're going to be on SmackDown every other week or every couple of weeks or however often they decide to do it. Back to the I will get to that, Courtney. And Jimmy, much better way to return her than it would have been in War Games. Yes, agreed, Jim. Putting her in War Games would have been stupid because people would have been disappointed it wasn't Becky or Sasha. Bringing her back this way, it makes an impact. It's good for SmackDown because they get another return on the show. At this point, I'm going to start calling Triple H Tony Khan, the amount of surprises that he's having kick off. But good return. I'm glad to see Tegan back. It's another strong woman for the SmackDown locker room. Because SmackDown's locker room is in dire need of some good female wrestlers. Especially Charlotte's going to end up on Raw. And as they keep showing all of Charlotte Flair's promo packages on Raw, I'm under the assumption that's where she's going to go. 6 months for 2 weeks to keep building from there. Yeah, okay. I want Kurt and Tegan as a tag team again, please. I don't think that's ever going to happen, Courtney. Not for a long time. Not while Dakota's with damage control, anyway. Is he now? Oh, that's good. I like Eric Young. Thanks, David. That's a good bit of information. All right, where were we? So after the damage control segment, back to the show. After the damage control segment, we went to... Oh, yeah, well, it was a quick show. Because we had half an hour left and they announced the main event. The main event of Ricochet versus Santos Escobar, or as I like to call it, Prince Puma versus King Cuerno. Anyone who watched Lucha Underground will get that reference. Anyone else? Tough. This match didn't start straight away. They announced the main event and Santos Escobar made his entrance. Just one thing I noticed that I absolutely adored was the Legado del Fantasma logo on his poncho was done just like the Latino World Order stuff. Same color scheme, same logo, the works. So I'm really glad they did that. That was really cool. For anyone that's around my age or older and remembers the Latino World Order, that's a cool little nod. For anyone else, it just looks cool anyway. So, but Santos made his entrance and Selena got onto commentary. After this, where were we? Yeah, going to commentary. Then after this, we had a 7th advert break. And after the advert break, we had a Karrion Kross promo. Where Karrion Kross has basically said that he's now targeting Rey Mysterio, which I'm actually good with. Like, Kross needs opponents. He needs opponents he can dominate. Rey's really small. Kross can dominate. And on top of that, Rey Mysterio is Rey Mysterio. He can't have a bad match. You put him in there with Karrion Kross, you have Rey lead the match. Kross should have a passable match. I've discussed it on podcasts. I've said it before. I like Karrion Kross, but he cannot have a good match on his own. Like, he needs a dance partner that can lead the dance. He can't do it on his own. He never has been able to. So having him in there with Rey Mysterio, for me, chef's kiss. Because Kross will bring the drama, he will bring the theatrics, and Rey will bring the down good babyface wrestling. And that's exactly what a good guy versus a bad guy should be. Okay. After this, what did we have? Oh, yeah, we had an Uncle Howdy package. Where he basically starts talking about how this man is a fiction and it's a lie. And you should always trust in who you are and revel in who you really are. And then it ends. Very strange. The reason I found this strange is because they didn't do it anywhere near Bray's promo. When Uncle Howdy interrupts Bray, when Uncle Howdy cuts Bray off, it makes a lot of sense. It works for the character, and I enjoy seeing Bray's facial reactions and the way he emotes during these interruptions, because you can see the internal struggle that's going on. I didn't like this. Like, this is just at the end of the show before the main event. Bray was at the beginning of the show. It didn't make a whole lot of sense, and it wasn't particularly cryptic. I think it was supposed to be cryptic, but it just came across as cliched. So I'm not too sure about this Uncle Howdy stuff. If it turns out that Uncle Howdy is another personality of Bray Wyatt, because he's being voiced by Bray, I'm pretty sure, then I'm fine with it. But if it's not, I don't know where they're going to go with this. Like I said, if this is the mental health storyline that I believe it to be, where we are going to see different sides of Bray's personality brought out depending on who he is facing, then I am absolutely fine with it. If they are just going to make Uncle Howdy a real person, I'm not fine with it at all, because he looks stupid. Like, the makeup's crap. He looks really dumb. And I just really hope he's just in Bray's head. I never want to see Uncle Howdy on screen as a physical human being. Maybe that's just me, but no. No to Uncle Howdy as a real person. Right. After this, we finally had another advert break, number 8. And Legado del Fantasma just stood around ringside the entire time, waiting. Then we had, finally, Ricochet's entrance after the break. Now, throw these away. I don't need notes for this match. I have been waiting for this match for about 4 years, since they hired Escobar, which I can't remember exactly the time frame that they put Ricochet on NXT. They never crossed on NXT. When they faced in Lucha Underground, they had an 8-minute banger, and it was one of the best matches I'd seen in years. This match did not quite live up to the hype, but oh my God, it was a good match. Spots, good storytelling, impeccable timing. And personally for me, seeing Cuerno hit the Hunter's Arrow to the outside, the suicide dive with beforehand, which was a nod to their feud in Lucha Underground, for anyone that didn't get that, was fantastic. Like, this match was exactly what a match between these two boys should have been. It was back and forth constantly. Legado kept interfering, so the referee sent them to the back. Selena Vega got on the ring apron to kick off, so she got sent to the back. So it came down to a one-on-one match that was fair and square. No fuss, no muss, no cheating. And unfortunately, when it was all said and done, a couple of spots in the match that were just great. Ricochet hit a shooting star onto a standing Santos Escobar on the outside. Escobar's Hunter's Arrow. Ricochet hit a phenomenal superplex halfway through. Escobar was just so smooth. Nothing he did was particularly, oh my God, but it's so clean. Like, he reminds me of Christopher Daniels in the way that he just doesn't screw anything up. Everything he does is smooth and crisp and to a point. Even though it's not overly flashy for a luchador, it's precise and it's timed well. And if you can get something with precision and timing, that beats flashy every day of the week. Eventually, Ricochet won with a 630. Now, we haven't seen Ricochet pull out a 630 in months on TV, so I wasn't sure if they were going to let him do it anymore. But seeing him do it in this match was fantastic. I mean, I did think it was kind of ironic and funny that you guys had to have America win the World Cup. They had to have America win the World Cup because the World Cup is on at the moment, and I know America are doing okay. I mean, they're doing a hell of a lot better than my team. So that was interesting. It was an interesting choice. I would have had Escobar win myself. But that's heel with Gunther. They want babyface heel, and giving Ricochet his rematch for the IC title that he never received after Gunther beating for him, having him go through this tournament to earn it works for me. Really, really, I don't want to spoil this match. If you didn't watch it, go and watch it. The last 8 minutes are fan-freaking-tastic. Like, chef's kiss. The work that these two boys put in is just unreal. Like, it's probably SmackDown's match of the year so far. Like, I can't think of a better one on TV. I'm not saying PLE, PPV. But I'm saying on TV, I can't think of a better match that SmackDown has put on this year. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But I absolutely loved it. Right, back to the comments. Carrie had to wear a mask and hated it, so now he hates it. You know what? If that's the story they're going to go with, Jimmy, go with it. It's fine. God, I hope not. Accident's terrible. Show the Osprey landing on his feet apart from the corner. Yes, which was really nice. But Ricochet and I don't know. I don't really mind saying this. Ricochet is the best high flyer in the world. Ospreay was, but Will Ospreay has changed his wrestling a lot and has become a much more powerful wrestler. He still does the flippy stuff, but he's more grounded now and he's more of a wear and tear heel. Whereas Ricochet is still a white meat babyface who does all the flips. And he does all the flips better than anybody else does the flips. So why would you stop him? You're always late, Caden. Right? Every week you're late, but you're here. That's what matters. Thank you for tuning in. But that was kind of the show. After Ricochet won with the 630, he went up the ramp, celebrated with the World Cup, fireworks went off, then Gunther came out. And really good shots of Gunther and Ricochet staring each other down, because in 2 weeks, it will be Gunther versus Ricochet for the IC title on SmackDown in the main event. I'm really looking forward to this. Gunther's going to kill him, but Ricochet is going to make it look really good in the meantime. But speaking of in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we do here at WrestleBuddy, if you appreciate the content we put out, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything we put out in the future. It's free, it really helps us out, and it's the only way the YouTube algorithm knows we exist, I swear. In the meantime, I love you all. Thank you, everybody that tunes in for this. It means the world to me. I've been Nick the Geek, and I will see you next week. Bye.